employee name also the first name. So I will execute this one again. You can see employee ID and the first name is came into the picture with respect to the all the records what we had. So if I need again last name, you can also put the last name and try to execute. Yeah, try to execute, you will get also the last name results. So like that you can play around. Maybe this is very useful online SQL tutorial, I will say. I mean SQL kind of the execution. This is much faster when compared to the MySQL. That is somewhat the paid version you have to be take care of, and that may not be I would say suggested for you. You can practice by using the online tutorial for to enhance your knowledge that much of integrity to understand for all the commands. So let's also go and check out what are the different functionalities and advantages we had with respect to the select command. We are going to specify, yeah, specifying the some of the columns. This is already seen, and you want to be perform the simple calculations like this. So if you want to perform, if I just copy paste this thing, maybe, yeah, you can see here. Yeah, you can see here. So I'm just declaring the first name, last name, and salary. I want to get salary and somewhat calculations I want to know about that. This is a new column. So it will eventually create the temporary storage for this new column and try to delete that after completion of your query. So if I execute this, you will see that column will be present with respect to the original column we had. So if I run this, if I remove and make it as, yeah, make it as star, you can see that column is may not be present. Only salary is present. Only salary is present. So yeah, what will happen eventually whenever you draw on any kind of the thing, so it will be present for the temporary storage. It will be deleted at the time of execution. Runtime execution has completed. It may not be created the new column for that matter. You can calculate any calculation, not only the salary. You can calculate to represent it with respect to the count of the number. Suppose I want to know the how many records I have. So for that I will do count star. So if I execute this, I will get to know 40 records are there in my database, in my table. So for the, yeah, you can see sample database. These are all sample databases. Okay, so these are all sample databases. You can play around with this sample databases. It's going to be very helpful to try to understand the different languages we are going to specify here. And what are the some other advantages with respect to the select command? You can see, so you want to be specified as alias. This is nothing but an alias. I will quickly explain to what exactly that does and how does that going to be very helpful in terms of the SQL manner. So we have drawn by using the SQL select command. So these are all the columns are fine. So what I'm doing here, I have taken the salary in terms of 1.5, the multiplying with. So I will create a new temporary storage for that, for a new column. I am renaming. This as is nothing but a renaming. This is a predefined keyword, you can say, in the SQL. So whenever you give it as as is nothing but alias to that, alias to whatever the calculations you made with corresponding to the existing column you had. So it will create as a new salary with all the values of the calculations you will be encountered with the salary multiplied with 1.5. It will come across this. So as is going to be very helpful, I would say, in terms of the SQL. So yeah, those are some of the important with respect to the SQL command. Let's go and understood with respect to the insert, update, then delete also. So yeah, I'll jump on to the other pages. So for the insert, you had to be insert the values corresponding to the table name. You have to be specified then, and then we can insert the multiple values or the common only for the manual values you want to be specified. So this is the basic syntax I would say. Say insert into table one, column two, column three, like that. The values are going to be specified. Values is a keyword here, and value one, value two, corresponding to the column one, column. You have to know about the data type also. At the time you have to be enter the values. Otherwise, it won't take. It will throw something that according to that. So yeah, that's how you have to be specified with respect to the insert values with regarding the column values, and so that you will try to understand. Yeah, you can see here we will play around with this data set maybe. If you go and see this, yeah, we can play around this. We have two different tables here. You go and see that website again. Yeah, they have two different tables here. One is the employee table, another one is the dependents table. So how does this going to be inserted one row into the table? So you can see I'm inserting a new row into the dependents table. Okay, in the dependents table, I'm going to be inserted. So what will happen if I'm going to be inserted with the dependencies table? You can also see some relation between the two tables. If I take this forward, the image. So yeah, we will little later going to be understood the relationship also. But just for as for now, this is a somewhat relationship one to many, one to many. So you have something called as employee ID here. This is a primary key. This is a key, you can say this is a key, and this is also a key for other database. So key will going to be matched with the both the tables. Then we can join with that one to many or any relationship. So this is a standard relationship we are just followed with the one to many. So what will happen if you just try it out with if you're going to be add a new column here, what eventually the affected with the other table? So there is no affected, right? There is no that much of effectiveness. So if you go and see, I'm going to be add insert into first name and last name relationship employed ID. So the employed ID is going to be reflected to, you can see, employed ID is going to be reflected to this employee ID, obviously, right? So we have employed ID with respect to so many employed ID with respect to the dependent ID and the first name and the last name and along with the so many things. So we did not see a department ID. The column will be inserted as you can say auto incremented with corresponding to in the database. You can see that data type is must be equal with corresponding the values we had. Affected row is one only. Yeah, let's play around with this. I just copied this and pasted it into my Excel. Yeah, it's already there. Okay, so execute this. Execute this.